Welcome to Ciao Bella, hosted by yours truly, Erica Firpo, travel journalist based in Rome. Each week on Ciao Bella, I explore today's Italy, speaking with artisans, designers, hoteliers, architects, artists, Parmigiano makers, in other words, the creators who are making the Italy that you love. So sit back and join in. Ciao Bella, this is Erica Firpo. I am back and I'm sitting in a trattoria in my neighborhood in a piazza called Piazza del Teatro di Pompeo near Campo dei Fiori, and I am with Luciano Monosilio, who could be possibly the only man who has ever made me cry. And I'll tell you why he's made me cry in a second, because but first let me tell you a little bit about Luciano. He is a chef. He is Roman. He's from an area called Albano Laziale, which is southeast of Rome. He's known for being one of the youngest chefs in Italy, possibly the youngest to have a Michelin star. And he, in my personal opinion, is the king of carbonara. Luciano, nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sure.
I wanted to say, I just wanted to ask you, I'm so glad I get a chance to sit here and speak with you. I wanted to talk a little bit, and you know I want to talk about carbonara, but I wanted to talk a little bit about you. So
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I am 35 years old, and I was born in Albano Laziale. It's a small country close to Rome. It's very close. It's in a specific area. It's called Castelli Romani. It's a very important area because there is one of the most important things is the residence, the residence of the Pope for the summertime.
Oh, there's beautiful.
That's and then I born very close to the lake, so I was more close to the lake than the town. So I almost come from the Lago di Castel Gandolfo. It's a very nice area. It's volcanic area. It's very important for me because I get all my inspiration from that area. So it's very important for me to discover to bring again the old flavors from my country, so from my town.
Well, let's talk a little bit about those old flavors, because you grew up, I mean, it's Albano Laziale, or Lago Albano, is about 35 or 40-minute drive outside of Rome to the southwest, and the food there is wonderful, but would it be considered cucina povera, cucina romana, or is it a little bit different?
No, it's only, I think it's not a pure cuisine. It's a traditional cuisine. It's different. So when you say traditional, it not mean poor. So it's just traditional,
Okay.
because you can do the traditional cuisine with very good product, with the best quality. So that's it. And it's the most important. No, poor doesn't mean traditional doesn't mean poor. So that's the most important.
What are some of the dishes that are typical to where you're from, or traditional to where you're from?
Yeah, specifically in my area, in my town, Albano, we are very famous for the broccoli.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's why you had that pasta dish that I loved.
Yes. The broccoli is very typical from my town. It's a broccoli. So it's another one is like panzanella as well.
Uh-huh.
It's tomato juice, fresh tomato juice with whole crumb bread. So we mix that with the basil, oregano, salt, black pepper, and that's it. So it's very easy food to understand because every time you have 2-3 things in the dishes, no? So you don't mix too much ingredients in the same plate. That's why sometimes the people say it's poor, because we have less ingredients. When we use less ingredients when we do the dish. That's why sometimes the people say it's poor. But maybe we're gonna use the best tomato in the world So the plate is not poor, but it's gonna be maybe
So
it's
it's very
one of the
simple.
most expensive in the world. You never know that.
So it's
So,
simple ingredients, but
yeah.
the top quality,
Yes.
best sourced ingredients.
Yeah.
Now, you growing up, you grew up there, and were you always cooking? Um, how did you get in the kitchen?
I was very young. I was 10 years old, and then I was watching my mom cook, cooking every day at home. My mom she was always busy. She was businesswoman. She was every day out of house. There's never been. It's no. We call in casalinga. I don't know in English. I was
Housewife?
housewife. No, my mom no. She was she well, every day out of home. So and then I start cooking for myself. So because I have to do some stuff for me, and then I start to cook for myself. So then I learn step by step with a book. I was reading on the book. I was watching TV because it's 15 years ago in Italy, they're starting to make some culinary show TV, and then I was start watching La Prova del Cuoco on Rai Uno, and then I was trying to make the same food what the chef was doing TV.
Did you with the books? Were you with? Did you have talismano? Or?
No, talismano. It's like the encyclopedia. It's very old. It's
Yeah.
Italian. There was maybe it's, all Italian traditional recipe. That's why I know very well all the traditional recipe from Italy. So then I start to read that book, and then I start to try one day one plate. And then when my mom was coming back home every day, say, who made it? Who made this? Who made this? I say, Mom, me. I say, no, that is not possible. Maybe the uncle, I say, so Mama was unbelievable. He said, no,
She's like, it's not you. It's got to be someone else. And you're like, no, it's
no,
me.
it's me. Yeah, that's it. And then I started, and then when I was 10 years old, I was starting to say, Mama, when I grow up, I want to be that person who's cooking. I want to be chef. I want to be chef. I want to be chef. In the beginning, I was thinking that because my first dream was traveling the world. I want to do the chef because I want to be chef because I want to travel. I want to see different countries, different culture. That was my first thing. The second step, I'm starting to work a lot in the small restaurant. It's not famous restaurant, it's normal restaurant.
Always in Albano Laziale.
Well, the first one was in Albano Laziale. The second one was in Rome, in the Eur. It's not the center of the town. It's a little
About
bit,
like 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah. And then I started there. After that, I moved to Roscioli restaurant.
Which I think a lot of people know. Roscioli's
Yeah.
known for their forno, their bakery.
Yes.
And then they have this little restaurant in Campo on Via dei Giubanati.
Yes,
And
and that place I get my first opportunity.
Were you cooking there?
Yeah,
You were really young too. You were
Yeah, I
21.
was maybe 21 or 20. I don't remember very well. It's 20, 21. I was very young. I be there, and then I get my first opportunity to see and to know, to understand how much is important the ingredient to make nice food. Because before the Roscioli, I would just know the product from my house, from the supermarket, the normal investment. Yeah, do you know that?
Yeah,
you understand that?
No, I totally, because Roscioli, I think, they're a salumeria.
Yeah, they
and they
have.
source all these incredible
No,
ingredients.
they do a lot of research.
Yeah.
They have a lot big selection of food. Also about the salumi, cheese, and storage, and fresh meat, fresh fish. So the spice, everything. You can find all the best in that shop. It's very small shop where you can find whatever anything you want, you can find that. So, and then I started to understand how much is a, how much what is important
The quality?
the quality of the product. So I understand there are a lot of people in the north of Italy and they make butter. There are a lot of people in the south of Italy. They make agrumi, lemon, orange.
Yeah.
And then I start to understand, to try and to feel different flavor. Because in the beginning, when I was trying that product, I say, this lemon is tasting different. I say, no, this maybe it's not good because maybe it was too acid. It was smelling a lot, and it was bitter like the supermarket one. I say, no, it's a little bit more sweet. I say, "Ma, the lemon is acid." But when I start to try the nice one, I understand the original flavor of the product. That's was changed my that was changed my mind. You know, I say no, maybe there is something different. And then I start there to change all my vision of the food. After Roscioli, no, after Alessandro, the owner of Roscioli, Alessandro Roscioli, one day he said to me, because I was working, he say, Luciano, do you wanna do the stage in the great restaurant, Michelin star restaurant in Senigallia? I say yes, but when was asking me that, I don't really understand what I mean Michelin stars
Ah.
because I never hearing about that. I never know.
It wasn't on your radar as you
No,
say.
I say Michelin star. I say yeah, it's okay. It's a restaurant. I will go. And that restaurant that was no, that was 2007. That's 2000. 2007 was. And then
What
he
restaurant
said-
was that?
Uliassi.
Ah, okay.
Uliassi.
Yeah. So who's the chef?
Mauro.
Okay.
Uliassi. And then he sent me for one season, for 6 months, to Mauro Uliassi restaurant in Senigallia for do the stage over there. That was my first Michelin stars experience in two Michelin stars restaurants.
Can I ask you, because I've eaten at a lot of Michelin star restaurants, but I've been in the kitchen, but I've obviously never worked in the kitchen. For you, what was the difference aside from, I mean, because I know that it's about the accoglienza, the customers, how you treat
Yeah.
them, but also the kitchen. Can you tell me what the big differences were for you?
The
Or-
difference was just one. You know, I saw a lot of chefs, the best chef in the world, come to Roscioli. They say, no, this is food that's great. They was eating carbonara, cacio e pepe, very easy thing. And when I've been to Liazzi, it was two Michelin stars restaurant. I saw that restaurant, and the kitchen it was very big. It's maybe 100 square feet. There was 25 persons working. Was very big. In Roscioli, the kitchen was very small.
Right.
10 square 10 square feet. Yeah, it's very small, very small.
A really tight space.
Yeah, I say, can possible the chef like Uliassi is no Roscioli. Roscioli is very small shop. So, but I say, and then when I've been, that was my first experience, the Michelin star restaurant. After that, I come back to Roscioli. I'd be 3 more months in Roscioli, and then I decided to move, and then I leave Roscioli for being in South Africa.
Yeah, you were saying in Cape Town,
Yeah, I kept
because
down.
you have your family there.
No, my family was in Johannesburg.
Ah. Oh, that's why you were saying you didn't really see them. You were working in Cape Town,
Yeah,
and they were in
it's
Johannesburg.
it's a little bit far.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours by airplane.
And then
So,
you-
and then I never saw my parents in Johannesburg.
And then you came back to Italy. Is that when you went to Kripa? To
No, I been South Africa for 1.5 years. Then I come back in Italy.
And were you cooking in an Italian restaurant? Or?
Yeah, I was in the first time in an Italian restaurant. The second one in the La Colombe restaurant. It's one restaurant in close to Cape Town. Is one of the best restaurants. It was amazing restaurant. And then I decided to come back here. And then I start to when I come back here in Zagarolo. Zagarolo.
Okay.
It's also in the close to the Castelli Romani, but it's not Castelli Romani. It's the beginning of Ciociaria
Okay.
in Tordomato. That was the restaurant of Adriano Baldassare.
And that was Michelin as well?
Yeah, it was one of the new Michelin stars restaurant is together to Riccardo Di Giacinto.
Yes.
Yeah, there was the new generation of Michelin stars in Rome. And then I started working for Adriano in Zagarolo. I was there for 4 months because after that Adriano decided to close the restaurant for move himself in India. He decided to leave the Italian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was without job work. So and then they called me Alessandro Pipero. It was just opened a restaurant in Albano Laziale.
So
Albano Laziale is my hometown.
So Alessandro Pipero, just to tell the listeners, is he's a restaurateur, a sommelier,
Yeah.
and a really, really super passionate man, loves food, and happens to have a restaurant in Albano Laziale. So you go
Yeah,
back
because
home.
me and Alessandro, we both come from Albano. So
Did you know him before?
no,
Ah.
and he called me, and then I decided to come his restaurant because it was in Albano. I say no, this is a great opportunity to be great chef in my hometown. But after 1 year, we saw the business was growing up, so it was very flat. It's not customized. It was very hard because Albano is very close to Rome. So when the people decide to go out, sometimes they say no, we stay in Rome. We don't wanna drive a lot. We don't
Right.
wanna do traffic or stuff like that. It's very hard to come in Albano. It's,
So then from what I remember, you guys moved to Rome to the Hotel Rex in 2011, 2010.
Yes, 2011 we closed Albano, then we moved to Rex, and after 8 months I get my first Michelin stars. Just moved, yeah.
And
after 8 months.
And you were 27 years old.
Yeah, I was
You're
27.
really, really young. Now, then
Yeah.
after that, when you were 29, but you don't know this,
Yeah.
was my famous day, and I remember distinctly. I went in to have lunch. I don't even know why. I went with somebody, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have to go to this restaurant," and it was September 21st, 2003,
Oh,
2013. Sorry. And I went in and I had your carbonara and I cried. And I was like, I will never have it if Luciano doesn't make it because that is and I didn't. I stopped eating carbonara. And you know, you can't always eat carbonara at a Michelin star restaurant. It's a little pricey. So I literally had to stop eating carbonara forever until I could come back and eat there.
So, and then about the carbonara, we decided with Alessandro the fancy thing for the Michelin star restaurant. So, in the beginning we know it was Michelin star, but our aspiration was that. So we say we want to do something nice for this town. So and then we decided to put the traditional dishes in the Michelin stars restaurant. So in that testing menu, our testing menu. So. And then become the best one in the world because was in one Michelin star restaurant and the stuff like that.
And you know what I noticed after that? I noticed that all of a sudden I started seeing carbonara, which for me was a family dish that my mom would make me all the time. And it was a dish that, you know, I would eat at like, I can't remember that place on Via del Governo Vecchio,
Okay.
you know, like the little, when you get it with, you know, you could get it with bucatini or you know, I just would, you get it, it would be like maybe maximum €8. That would be expensive. You get it for €6, really inexpensive. After I had yours, I started to notice that all of a sudden carbonara became not just really popular around the world, but elevated. Riccardo Giacinto does and
Eggs.
and Massimo Alaimo.
Alaimo, yes.
Alaimo, yes, both of them, two Michelin star chefs in Italy. They do this deconstructed kind of carbonara.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing in very, you know, like very posh restaurants in Italy. I mean, in the U.S., I'd see carbonara, but like costing $25, and I was, what is happening? All of a sudden, carbonara went from, you know, regular Roman cuisine to this gourmet.
Yeah.
Is that because of you?
No, I told you before that when you think the traditional food, you don't have to think the poor, poor food or cheap one. So it's that is much more. You can pay the carbonara 30 euro maybe, but if you use the best guanciale, the best eggs, the best pasta, the best pecorino cheese, the best black pepper. That's why the plate can be more expensive
Well,
than the
it's, I
normal
mean,
one. Yeah.
it's also, I mean, who makes it? Because I'd love to ask you. So let's talk a little bit about your carbonara, because I think what, you know, mi ha colpito di più, what really was the guanciale. So what are the ingredients? What are, you know, where do you get your eggs? Where do you get your guanciale?
No, I get the guanciale from Ascoli Viceno, is in the market. That farm is a very, it's like my, now that farm is like my best friend because we working together now are 10 years maybe.
Wow.
So we have long relationship. So that's we in the beginning we start doing the guanciale for my carbonaras together. We was the slices together, the seasoning,
Oh, wow.
the black pepper, all the stuff like that. And then that's one come my guanciale. It's one. So
How about the eggs that you use?
in the beginning, yeah, in the beginning I was using the normal eggs, the yellow one with the yellow yolk. Also now I'm starting using that.
You're not using, because I know a lot of people get into the Paolo Parisi. Is that the name?
Yeah. When I was Rocholi, I was use the Paolo Parisi. But if you use Paolo Parisi, I think the carbonara is gonna be very expensive because one egg is €1 for each.
Yeah, because I know when you buy it, it's like for 6 eggs, it's at least €7 now.
Yeah, it's very expensive. So you have to find the balance.
So do you use, like, do you go to a special fornitore, or is there like, is it free range eggs, or what kind of eggs?
No, we use free range eggs, but I use pasteurized eggs.
Okay.
It's already pasteurized. Yeah, because when you do a lot of carbonara, it's like here, we already made from the 1st October, the end of December of this year, the last year, we made 4,500 carbonara.
That's a lot. And I could probably have eaten all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Wait, now
One of them was you.
at least one. I have a question. The pecorino. You use pecorino
Romano, yes.
So I know some people are like, no, I do pecorino and parmigiano, and then there's some people like Darius, my husband. He'll just use parmigiano, and I always say no. Like, it drives me nuts because I prefer pecorino. I like the taste.
No. I use both.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I use both pecorino and grana.
Ah.
Yeah, because now the flavor of the pecorino, I say, is the old flavor. It's old flavor, the
Okay.
flavor of pecorino, because it's very salty. So now all the modern, the new palate doesn't understand that kind of salty.
Okay.
So it's very. My grandpa, I say, it's amazing. Your grandpa as well, but now the, the, the young guys come on now, they say no, it's salty because it's like the bacala.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing. Now the people like the bacala sweet, no,
Bac-
without salty, without
Bacala is cod. I mean, which kind? Like bacala frito, you're saying?
Yeah, whatever.
Ah.
Say, any bacala, yeah, whatever you want.
Oh,
before
really?
before the bacala was was the stoccafisso, no, was very salty.
It was stockfish and it was salty,
Yeah. So now it's more sweet because the people is like the food with the less salt. So
That is very interesting. Now, let's talk a little bit about today, because in the summer of 2018, I was walking in my neighborhood and I saw this sign. It said Luciano, and I was like, what my pizzeria is gone. It says
Yeah.
Luciano. And then I saw you inside, and I was like, what are you doing here? And you said, no, I just opened up a restaurant. So you decided to leave Pipero and to open up your own restaurant, which is, just to give the readers an idea, it's beautiful. It's a trattoria, open tables. It has like very simple tables, beautiful tiles. I love the design in here. A lot of green. It's very contemporary.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about why you decided that you went from Michelin to your own restaurant.
Yeah, I decided to leave Pipero because my idea was a little bit different. So I want to be first. I want to do. I was thinking from long time that I have to do something different. I want to do one restaurant more easy. So it has to be more easy for the people to come. The people don't have to scare to be in my restaurant. So
Yeah,
the
you can
people
just-
have to be
you can
very
just walk
friendly.
in.
Yeah, you can be inside, walk, and then go.
Yeah.
So you don't have to eat. So anyway, the people have to be scared about my restaurant. I want to my restaurant free.
And I also noticed, when,
So-
just to tell people, when you walk into this restaurant, aside from that it is very relaxed and you can walk in, immediately when you walk in on the right is the pasta lab,
Yeah.
where they're making pasta.
Yeah, we're making pasta over there. We make fresh pasta with the eggs, and also we make dry pasta. It's like mezze maniche, rigatoni. Only kind of pasta we buy is a spaghetti
Okay.
because it's very hard to make.
Hmm.
So we need different machine, different stuff to make
Do you
that.
buy any specific kind of spaghetti?
Yeah, I will buy. I have a long relationship with Felicetti, Pastificio Felicetti.
Okay. Where are they?
It's
Based on-
north of Italy.
Ah.
It's the most eight pasta makers in the world.
Felicetti.
Yeah, it's
In what part of the north?
Predazzo, Bolzano.
Oh, Bolzano.
Yeah,
That's like the Alps.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah,
north. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wow.
It's very strange, but it was my challenge to promote that pastificio. Is one of the most big in Italy now. It's very famous in the United States.
Oh.
He have a lot of he sell a lot of pasta in the United States. The brand Felicetti is very famous over there.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up. So,
Yeah.
so tell me. So tell us a little bit about your restaurant and your menu.
Yeah, my menu is very easy. It's a easy menu. We have we start with one small selection of burrata and mozzarella di bufala. You can decide if you want to eat that with some dry tomato and olives, or with maybe with the zucchini scapice and of Mugine, or maybe with only anchovies. So and then we have antipasti. We calling nuovi. So we have lamb carpaccio, marinated salmon.
Oh, you know what? Lamb
Yeah.
carpaccio, that I've never had here. So my family comes here quite a bit, and there are certain things that we order. Like my daughters, the soupli.
It's simply yeah.
They're obsessed with your soupli.
Yeah.
My father too. My dad loves it.
Yeah, the supply is a very funny thing because the supply is not in the other part of Italy. Is no one knows the supply. You can find the supply only in Rome,
Right.
because in the other part of Italy you have arancino, no? It's
Right,
must
like in
have-
In Sicily.
Sicily
yeah.
one, yeah. But the supply is very typical of Rome. You can find the supply only in Rome. Or,
So
yeah.
a soupli is a rice ball that is deep fried. It usually has mozzarella in the center, and it's one of my favorite. When I'm hungry, if I eat one, it makes me feel really good.
Yeah,
But
it's like one plate of risotto, more or less it's the same.
Yeah, it's like the ideal. If you need a protein, you just eat that right away. If it starts protein, it fills you up, but not too much. But his menu also has things like vitello tonato, which I love your vitello tonato. And then the pastas, and his pastas are basically broken down to three things: contemporanee, so contemporary;
Yeah.
Roman, which we've already talked about, and ripiene, stuffed.
Yeah.
Stuffed and filled. So you're showing, because I have not had, and I will come back and have this, the pappardelle alla vaccinata. So pappardelle with tomato sauce with coda alla vaccinata. the fettuccella. That's actually what I really want to try.
Ah, okay. There's a new one. The new one. So you can see the contemporary pasta. We have all the new one. Also, I put the pappardella alla coda vaccinara. It's not a contemporary. It's a very modern food. But I say contemporary because it's contemporaneo, no? Quindi it's not a posh or fashion. It's contemporary because now the tradition is come back. So that's why it's
Ah.
contemporary.
Very cool. You know,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit. I mean, as we look at the menu, and I'm getting really hungry, I wanted to ask you about what's going on with the Rome food scene, because you mentioned when you were starting out, I think there was the next generation of Michelin stars, and now I'm seeing that not necessarily Michelin, but I'm seeing more development in the Rome food scene. Like instead of just being the trattoria, the typical trattoria, or these really cute little fake bistros. I'm seeing more restaurants that have a little bit more thought, like Retro Bottega.
Yeah, the people. I think that is a good question because for a long time, me and Rome, we was thinking sort of we have a very good high restaurant, but we lose all the other restaurants. So from the high and from the high to the bottom, we lose a lot of pizzeria, traditional restaurant, trattorie. So all these restaurants can be is a tourist restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we mean tourist with negative
Like when,
things
when it's like 5 euro
Yeah.
per pasta e pizza, like fun,
Yes.
those really tourist traps. Yeah.
Yeah, tourist trap, yes. And then we starting to make with like the guys from Retro Bottega. We want to do something better. We don't want to make the tourists in trouble. We want to give to the tourists the good service, the good food, because for a long time the people was coming here in Rome. They say no, in Rome you have to be careful because all the restaurants. No, you know.
Exactly. That
Yeah,
stereotype.
yeah.
Yeah. That it's either like ti
So,
fregano or yeah.
Yeah, I was traveling a lot around the world. All the people was saying that. So and then I want to change this opinion of us. So I want to make some good stuff for all of the people, also for the Italian people, because also the Italian people lose the knowledge, they lose the flavor, they lose everything, because now the new society is very fast. So the people it's delayed everything from the mind very fast. They forget everything. They read something today and
And
tomorrow
they forget it. Yeah, exactly. It's the short term.
Yeah.
It's the Instagram memory. They just only what they see 2 seconds ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still lucky because my generation, I think this is the the generation is born without a smartphone,
Ah,
because
yeah.
I'm class 84.
So
Yeah.
you were born in 1984, which is
Yeah,
funny because
without
in-
smartphone,
and
without laptop.
That's very Italian, because
Yeah.
I'd say that maybe the Americans that are born your year,
Yeah.
they were born already connected.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're the last generation, so you're the ones that have a little bit more investment in this too.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about, so the idea, when you came here, the idea is, I mean, I don't even know if I want to I'm scared to ask you, do you want to have another restaurant? Are you thinking outside of Rome?
Yeah, we already signed yesterday for the new restaurant in Sanremo.
Oh,
We're gonna open it the 1st of April,
would it be
the
a
Luciano in Sanremo.
Oh, wow.
Also with my partners, we already have 2 pizzeria. One in Genoa is a one next. We open the new one next week in Torino.
What are they called?
Fra Diavolo.
Fra Diavolo.
Sì.
Oh, wow. So pizzerias.
Yes, that's why I decided to remove the pizzeria.
No, you don't. You definitely don't need one. Let me ask one. Let's get back to the restaurant. Just the last question. I know a lot of people, a lot of foodies are going to say, they're going to ask me, where in Luciano, after all of this experience with Michelin, all this experience with Roscioli, sourcing these amazing products, is that what you're doing in Luciano?
Yeah, I try to do that because this is the first thing for do the good job. you offer also the people who's working here in the restaurant, they have to feel the quality of the food, of the stuff what they're doing. Because if the staff here don't care about what they do, also the final product gonna be not good because they don't feel good. So
They don't have the pride
They
of-
don't
yeah.
care if the staff don't care about the restaurant, about the food what they're doing. So that's it's the first thing what we have to do at the restaurant. So that's why I give the opportunity to the guys to work with the good staff, with the good products. So because they starting to care about that, and they're gonna make and they're gonna make very nice food. They're gonna care about the process of the cooking, all the stuff like that. So that's is most important. They're gonna save the product the good right way.
So, last thing I wanted to ask you, which I totally, and I appreciate that answer. What I wanted to ask you was, what is the ideal dinner for you? Like, I know you have a wife, I know you have a baby
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
way. So, what are you, when you come home and you're like, this is the best, what
I
is
don't
it for you?
know. I don't know. It's very hard to answer to this question because I decide at the moment. I don't have my idea. So because I never have time. When I have time, I have time just. Maybe I have time now. Have to decide now. So I don't. I can make the program of that. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like all the restaurants, so I don't have a very specific restaurant.
Well,
Sometimes I like to go to the pizzeria, Michelin stars restaurant. I don't know.
Okay, well,
The-
I wanted to say thank you. I had a great time speaking with you. This is Erica. I'm with Luciano Monosilio of lucianocucinaitaliana.com. Is
Yes.
that correct? And I'll have all the details on my page. It was wonderful to speak with you. Now I'm really hungry, so I'm going to have the fettuccella.
Yes.
I'm going to have lunch. So thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Perché tu sei con me. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Ciao Bella. You can find all my episodes on iTunes, and if you have time, subscribe, rate, and let me know your thoughts on the podcast. You can also be part of the podcast by donating. Find Ciao Bella on patreon.com, where with as little as $1, you get behind-the-scenes photos and videos as I travel all throughout Italy. To learn more about me and my work, go to my website, ericafirpo.com, and follow my Italy adventures on Instagram at ericafirpo. Ciao Bella! And a very big thank you and hug to Massimiliano Yonta and Dis to Dis Studios, the producers of Ciao Bella who continue to make me sound and feel great.